Welcome back to the Hunt Experience. I'm Cody Gann.
And I'm Chris Brewer. As always, this show is brought to you by Camel Family Outdoors and Whitetail Property Management.
So today, let's talk about all things green because, man, in Arkansas, things be popping right now.
It's been tropical.
It has, man. We've had good rains and good temperatures.
Yeah.
And so what we wanted to do is talk about what we went out and did today.
Yeah, we just actually left the properties. Doing a full-blown tour.
Yep, full-blown tour. We wanted to do a complete inventory of pretty much everything that we had our hand in planting.
Yeah.
Right?
Lots of exciting stuff. I'm 50, so I can't wish my life away too much, but I'm ready for fall, dude.
Oh, my gosh.
It's going to be exciting.
Just from looking at both of our places and what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, man. You know it's just going to get better. And, you know,
for sure.
Last year for you was a pretty good year. So I think it could just get better, man. I mean, I stay positive, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a tough one to be, but I mean, you can always have your fingers crossed.
I didn't say bigger. I just said better.
Yeah. Bigger, better.
Yeah, whatever.
Maybe more.
Yeah, maybe more.
Maybe double. Yeah.
More options.
And that is an option too, because, you know, like I said, we talked about before last year, my early season, I didn't hunt because I was still working.
Yeah.
So this year I got an early season potential. So, yeah, we'll see.
No, I'm excited, man. So I started out, we looked at my place, want to go check out the plot screen that I planted.
Yeah.
It's doing good, man.
It is.
The new screen around the big food plot in the back with the new stand on it. I have a few spots that were low. You know, that's one of them deals we kind of learned that.
Yeah, that's the one shot's the one spot's a double whammy. It's low and shaded.
Yeah. So it's like, you know you're not going to do really good there.
Yeah.
But if I can just get a little bit, which is, I think I've got a little bit coming on.
Yeah.
Most of my plants were 8 to 10 inches tall already. So I'm fixing to hit those with some nitrogen.
Yeah, urea.
Urea. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
I didn't want to sound like urinal. I wasn't 100% sure what
the urinal. I mean, it could work. I don't know. It could work.
So we got some rain coming, I think. So I'm trying to hit all of my plot screen with that.
I did that with mine last year, and it seemed to really help, you know. But we kind of had a bad run.
We got shaft last year, man.
Yeah, we planted it and got way too much rain. I think pushed the seed in the ground too far, and then we got no rain for I don't know,
all the way into October. It seemed like it was not good. It was a tough year.
Yeah, I'm hoping and praying this year, man. Like I told her the other day, it's like, man, even my my lawn around the pool, you know, I kind of take pride in that.
Yeah.
It's like it's starting to really come on. I hop on the golf cart pretty much daily and go check out the switchgrass switchgrass and the red osier dogwood is what I'm infatuated with right now. It's
me too.
Holy crap, man. It's good. We're getting rain 2 days a week on average, probably.
Yeah.
And gosh, I don't even know. It was probably Mother's Day. She just wanted to hang out by the pool, and I bet it was, I don't know, 80 something, close to 90 degrees. I bet 84, 85, something like that. And my daughter was in the pool floating around, and she turned her back to me, so of course I had to go and cannonball her, and the water was still a little chilly.
Yeah, so you took the plunge, huh?
Yeah,
man, I
had to.
You know, I've been at your pool several times, and it's like, I'm a wuss, dude. If it's cold,
that's the way the life
I'm
is.
tapping out. You know what I mean?
That'd be 102 outside before she even gets up to the waist in it. Like, geez, I'm dying out here.
Well, I can get in it, but it takes me 15 minutes to move. You know what I mean? I've got to get completely acclimated before. And so I've got a question for you.
What you got?
What is your number one favorite thing that we've done to your place? I wanted to ask you that before, and I wanted to hit you with it without even making you think about it. So,
well, I mean,
what do you like the best? What do you like the best as far as what we've planted?
What we planted?
Yes. Let me ask you that.
Man,
that's a tough one.
I got to go with the switch. I think something about it. I just dig trying to get it established and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, we looked, man. That could be awesome. Like this
rocking.
year, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your year 2 stuff, the stuff we planted last year.
Yeah.
What? You're already a couple feet in some places.
I bet so. Yeah, probably 18, 24-ish. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
And, you know, I think it's got a lot more growing to do.
Oh, no, it does.
So.
It's going to go, I mean, as long as we don't go straight up drought, it'll go well into August, maybe even September before it stops.
Yeah.
So golly, dude, you may have that
Yeah.
wall that you're hoping for
Yeah,
already.
I'm excited. I mean, because a lot of that stuff that I frost seeded this year is even
It's amazing.
pushing a foot, probably.
Oh, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went and looked at that. And so where we planted the plot screen for you last year,
Yeah.
that was where it did the best, down there in that corner.
Yeah, the whole low spot, which is, and we talked about that.
Yeah.
It's like, I planted mine. I even kind of like blocked off part of my food plots, and like that's what I was more excited about. And it's only like, I got to keep it mowed a bunch because I got that rye in there, but it's not doing near as well. But on that back loop where I brush hogged and tilled under all that sorghum, it's like gangbusters down
know.
there. And it's like,
It's crazy.
so we talked about that. And I was like, I wonder if it was the urea.
And well, that was the only thing that we can think of that
Yeah.
we did different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That,
And you read about switchgrass, and I really don't need to fertilize it. If you do fertilize it, is with urea, though, from what I read. So I was
Yeah.
like, maybe I might do some
Yeah.
urea in here pretty quickly. I don't know.
well, I mean, dude, that's about as thick of a stand of switch. You What, you planted that. You
It's
frost seeded.
crazy.
You frost seeded that, right?
Frost seeded all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, God.
Probably first part of February.
Yeah, February.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, wow. But now that is a different seed, right?
Yeah, that's a what they call a southern blend instead of just regular old cave and rock.
I just wonder if there's something to that.
I don't
too.
know. I don't know honestly, I don't even know what the species of it is. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like as far as a cave and rock, or is it something I don't
Yeah,
know, but it's
there's a bunch of
I'll
different-
be anxious
yeah.
to see what it's like in year 2.
Yeah.
Because, the cave and rock stuff, like we talked about, you'll start off with a sprig and then 3, and pretty soon you have a
bundle, yeah.
a pie plate size bundle of it
Right.
by the second. Well, yeah, by the second year, I've got some big ones out there. So
Yeah,
I
you
wonder.
do.
I wonder if this stuff's going to react the same
Yeah,
way.
it'd be interesting to see. It definitely germinated better.
Whew, yeah.
I mean, you've got, man,
Yeah.
that's impressive.
Well, we took that whole trip out there. It was like, we're going to do a whole segment of, man, I frost seeded this stuff, but, gosh, we had a couple big cold snaps and I just wasn't real sure. So I
Yeah.
had some extra seed. It's like, I think I'm just going to scratch the surface with my little rock rake on the tractor, and I'm going to plant it again and drag it. And then hadn't been out there in like a month, and then me and you pop out there and it's like, dude, there's switchgrass everywhere.
Yeah,
and
it was going there just rocking.
and that was a 1/4 inch tall. I don't even remember when that was.
Yeah, when was that, dude? Was that like April, 1st of April, maybe?
Yeah, so it had to have been like a month or so ago.
Yeah.
Like, so I've already put on,
A bunch.
11 inches of growth in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
month.
And that's year one. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So, that's the thing, man. If the ticket is that different seed,
Yeah.
we need to make that jump.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because I've got cave and rock everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Some
it's-
of your
it-
stuff's like super thick though back
It,
here on the
it
bottom
is,
side,
but
yeah.
God, it's hard to establish, man.
Yeah,
It's,
it is.
it's really tough to establish.
And I think that's why I like it, because like I mentioned on the last podcast, like it's kind of a confusing grass for me, because areas I didn't have pop up last year at all. It was like, man, it just didn't take. Now I've got like, there's switchgrass coming up now. Like
Yeah.
hard seed, I guess. That took a while to get going, but
Right.
we walked my whole place out there today pretty much, and it's like some of it's a foot tall and some of it's an inch tall. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know
Why it is that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's soil or temperature or shade. Or
Yeah, it's weird because, I've never on any of mine had first year growth like that. So
Yeah.
you may have found something.
It's
man.
crazy.
You may have found something in it.
That's what we were on the phone. We were all talking to you on the phone last night trying to get together, and I was like, dude, I can't wait till you see
Oh yeah.
this
No, I
switch
could.
on the bottom
I was
side.
thinking, most of my switch, I mean, even my really good stuff, there's not a ton of switch there if you mow it down.
Yeah.
God, if all what you got comes
Yeah,
in,
I know. Yeah.
you won't even be
Yeah.
able to walk through it.
No, it'll be crazy. Yeah. No, there's not really any blank spots
I
in
know.
it.
I was. That's amazing, man.
And, I sprayed it all with Simazine,
Right.
and that whole area down there has almost no weeds.
Right.
And in the middle of the food plot, where I really wanted to come up to, I mean, it has quite a few weeds in it, and it's not near as high. So
Right.
it's like,
right. I just wonder if the plot screen before it
yeah,
kept everything shaded out.
maybe. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah.
Kind of wondering. But no, that was impressive.
Yeah.
That was
I
impressive,
get
man.
super excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And
like-
then, it's funny because you look at it and like you said, your 10, 11 inch stuff growing there. And then you look at the year 2 stuff coming,
Yeah.
and it's like 2 foot already,
Yeah.
in big clumps.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, it's got some thick spots in it for sure.
I mean, to think that we just planted that last year,
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, and so I wasn't, I wasn't new to the whole switchgrass game because,
Yeah.
like I said, my little plot, it was a 1/4 acre plot, and it's like if I screened it in, with something like that, I'm down to,
Tiny.
an eighth of an acre plot,
Yeah.
so I just never screened it. So
Yeah.
it was cool to learn about it, read about it, and
Yeah.
it's just one of those deals. It's another thing to kind of obsess over, I guess, and try to like anything else and that we do with the
Land management
with the
side.
land management and the deer hunting side. It's like, when it's nonstop for us. And then when we launch it, we'll be like swapping out pictures, oh, check this out. Oh, check this out.
What's funny is me and you are almost as excited about what's growing
Yeah.
as we are big bucks.
Yeah. It's weird.
Like,
And
oh my gosh, look at this, dude.
Yeah, I tell my wife says all the time is like, you get in so much dirt. You're always playing in the dirt worse than any kid I ever had. I'm always last night. I was out there like cleaning up the food plot because I was like, there's some leftover rubble out there. And I was like, I'm out there doing that and doing this, and I love that side of it, man.
Yeah, that's so much
really
fun.
cool.
It really is. I mean, I'm like you. I was like, I don't know how many times I've been out to my plots just to see. I mean, I looked at it 2 days earlier. I mean, but something could be different.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm the same way. So I hop on the golf cart for it. So get out of the shower and put on my little Hey Dudes and hop on the golf cart and just go cruising around. Like, where are you going? It's like, go and take a look around and see what's happening.
Heck yeah. Because so on my Switch, man, so I've got some 4-year stuff. I'm on my 4th season. And, last year it was 6 foot last year, from 5 to 6 foot in thick. So it looks like it's just going to get thicker, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's kind of weird because I've got a section on the front food plot that just didn't come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm plot screening where my Switch didn't work. But another thing that's exciting about mine on so that's my original food plot. I was thinking about that today. 23 years.
20 something. Yeah, I think was it 22 or something like that?
Yeah, my first food plot was right out there, and it was a 1/4 acre.
Okay.
And I thought, man, that clover come in, I thought I was like the best planter ever, Oh, this is amazing. And then when I seen my first buck in it, it was like, game changer. But anyway, what's that been? So yeah, 4 years ago, I went around that perimeter with switchgrass, and it's successful on 2/3 of it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And then that front side, so I'm having to supplement with pieces of plot screen. Is what I've ended up doing on the front food plot. So,
Oh, yours is set up kind of weird too. We walked it, was it last week? And some of your best stuff is like even like underneath big trees.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I thought mine wasn't coming up
Because of
on
shade?
my house plot because of shade. And it's like,
yeah,
I'm confused even more.
explain
now.
that. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what's
exactly.
happening. You got a great stand underneath a big old oak tree.
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
yeah, like full shade.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's a tricky, like you said. It's a funky kind of happening on switchgrass.
Well, it's kind of like we talked about last time. I was like, I wonder what it does if you just mow it every year, or a lot of guys burn it or whatever. Because I told you, it's like some of my bald spots, if they don't come up, my plan was to go in there and just mow it to the dirt and then frost seed it all again, and just the year 2, year 3 stuff's going to grow faster, but just keep it all mowed to the same height and see if I can do that. And now that I have I got quite a bit of switch coming up in my original food plot where we got the red osier dogwood, more of a browse plot.
You converted that food plot into just like a bedding
it's gonna
/
be
browse plot.
Yeah. So if the red osier comes in and stays there, then they'll be bedding on the backside of that, which is, it's kind of in between a lot of food right there. There's a food plot right through the woods. There's one behind it. But, so I'm going to use that kind of like I am now with the red osier stuff. I'm using that plot because it was probably 12 or 14 years I planted there. So it's well fertilized, well lined. So it's like, I can do some experimentation there with the red osier dogwood, with cutting half the plot, with the switchgrass. Does that do better than?
Yeah.
So
cutting it, not cutting it.
Yeah, cutting it, not cutting
spraying
it. Urea, not urea, and see kind of what it does. And I'm kind of anxious because I seeded that plot last year with switch, and it was a total failure because the weeds took over. But I didn't simazine. I just
Yeah.
Mowed it, frost seeded it, and then
I remember you told me you went out there and it was just like weeds had taken over the whole thing.
I went out there like, man, I don't know, it was probably like a month later, and it's like, oh wow, I got 2-foot weeds in here.
Yeah, well, you got to think, like you said, your pH is probably like spot on there. And it's like it's been fertilized for all them years.
Yeah.
And them weeds are loving it.
Oh yeah, 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 and they still kind of are. But like I told you today, I kind of wanted your opinion. I think I should mow this, but the switch is higher than the weeds are right now.
You should outpace it too.
As of right now, I'm just going to let it go, and hopefully it just chokes it all out, and then I'll come in and somehow, I don't know, depends on how thick the switch is, I guess. But I kind of want to mow when I pull the cages. Eventually, have mow around those red osier.
And see, that's the other thing we haven't even talked about. So, I don't know if you guys have seen the video, but we put a video out about putting in red osier dogwood on your place. And dude, like 90%.
So far, so good. Yeah, and that's the thing about. So I bought I just bought the cuttings because they're just like dirt cheap. I mean, I think I had $29 in what we have 80, I think,
something
or something
like
crazy
that.
like that.
Some big
and that's it's a 50% failure on the cuttings, and I bet I'm probably pushing 90% success rate.
It's crazy
as of right now. I mean, I don't know what it'll do in the summertime, but like I told you, if I have to, I'll go out there with a whole bunch of gallon jugs,
sprinkle water on them,
do some water and try to get them going, because they say they grow a foot a year, and like those ones I told you, they were just sticks, and they've got
some pretty good stuff.
2-inch limbs already coming off them that are leaved out,
and multiple limbs.
Oh yeah,
so it's like you can see it's going to grow into a big plant.
Yeah. So
pretty cool.
All the stuff that I read on it, like we covered it in that episode, but it's like we're right on the line. It may or may not grow.
Right.
Cut it at an angle. Soak it in water beforehand. Use growth hormone. Something's right, because even out there in the bedding area, it's coming up. Your
low plot, your new bedding area that was the food plot, and even your big plot.
Yeah.
And middle of the woods.
I know.
All of them are doing good.
Yeah.
So that's, I told you before, man, I'll let your stuff get up a little bit. I'm going to take your cuttings.
Yeah, for sure.
Start throwing it around.
That's a good thing about it too. Is like if you can get one to go, you have a never ending supply. You just keep trying it over and over until you get going.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what kind of attraction power that has on its own.
Well, that's why, I had in mind just doing the old food plot. And once I kind of started going, it's like, I'm going to put some on that lower plot because it stays wet. It's like, let me put some on the big plot too. Because that's just, I have some fruit trees, some red osier, some, some peas or winter wheat or whatever. It's like, I'd be like a killer trifecta setup. I don't know.
Well, and that's the cool thing about it is, like we talked about before, I don't know if anybody's tried this.
No, I couldn't find anybody.
Now, and it, may just be a little secret thing going down here that we're talking about on to everybody, but no, I mean, if it works, dude, it's going to be awesome.
No, I know. That's why I'm pretty excited about it. It's like I said, I could find no information. I found people saying, way up north in the swamp, poke them in the ground in the swamp, and pretty soon you'll have this or whatever. But nobody around our area, I could find nobody anywhere other, south of Wisconsin that was putting it in the ground.
Yeah. And I don't know that our summers may be rough on it. I don't know,
maybe,
but we'll find out.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't know till you try. Right now we got green.
It looks good.
And we got some limbs. And if I have to, and when I read about it, it said they were fairly drought tolerant.
Yeah.
So, if we're blessed with some rain this year for our food plots and everything else, maybe all right.
May just go.
Last year I watered, my fruit trees every other day, so I'll just be something else to water. I'll just keep.
You'll be watering for an hour and a half.
Let's go. That's what I'm doing today. And at least the majority of them, just to see if I can get some of them going, especially in that browse plot, and probably. No, never mind. Yeah, probably water all of them.
You'll hit them all.
Yeah,
I know you.
I was gonna say these aren't as important, but when I think of it, it's like, I kind of need them everywhere.
I want them everywhere.
Yeah, if it works, for sure.
And so, something else that blew my mind, is your fruit trees.
Yeah.
So, we're up there talking like, dude, these look good. They've really grown. They got what is that?
Yeah.
Dude, you got an apple.
Yeah.
So you had 2 trees.
Yeah.
It was the Granny Smith.
And
the Arkansas
Black,
and you've already got apples on it, dude. So this is the year 2 on the growing part of it, right? So
actually, just starting.
Yeah, starting it. So what the heck, man?
Literally, the fruits of our labor.
The problem is that it's going to make about 4 or 5 pieces of fruit, and every animal in the woods will fight
I know.
over it.
Well, I told you, the first year I got behind, and they say don't fertilize them late because they'll stay. They won't go dormant, and it could kill the tree. If you fertilize them too late. So I didn't get to fertilize them this year or last year. This year I got some fruit tree specific fertilizer.
Okay.
And I mixed that in with blood meal, which is supposed to be really, really good for fruit trees. So, and you saw, I mean, gosh, I bet some of those trees have put on 3-4 feet.
Oh yeah,
in growth.
Yeah, and then the trunks themselves, they really fattened
the
up.
diameter of them and all that stuff. So
they're popping, man.
Yeah, and then even the two trees I got on warranty down there, they're already outside the cages, which I use a little bit shorter wire on those down there. So I'm like,
may have some pruning going on.
May have to change those up a little bit, but or add something to it. But they're already like going outside of the cage. So yeah, super cool, man.
It is, man. I mean, I was really shocked, and we were sitting there joking about it, but it was like, man, what's growing inside these cages?
Yeah.
And we was like, God, let's get these huge weeds growing in here.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't weeds.
Yeah.
So come to find out, when he planted in your food plot, the cages around the trees were already there.
Yeah.
And some of the seed, which would have been peas and rye, got inside those cages.
Oh yeah.
And they're 6 foot tall.
Oh yeah.
With pods.
Well,
you had pea pods out there.
Well, it's I used to do that on that small plot. I would like cage a small area just to see what my browse pressure was.
Yeah.
Well, now you know pretty easily what your browse pressure is whenever your seed goes into your tree deal. It's like, oh yeah.
That's crazy, man. Because I was like, look at that. You're actually making peas out here, dude.
I got peas and apples and maybe some barley in there. I'm not even sure what.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, like I said,
it's so exciting.
I enjoy the new stuff. I mean, and I'm going to probably try something like that every year if it's red oaks or dogwood or something. Like,
why not?
Yeah, let me try something and see what happens, see what's good, see what's bad. And to me, it's exciting. I joke about the fruits of your labor, but when you go out there and you see your switchgrass is 2 foot tall, and I don't know, it's just cool.
It is.
I don't know. It's probably dorky for a lot of people. For me, I get super excited about it.
Well, me and you are dorky in that way.
Yeah.
It's like, we're texting and calling each other, dude, you got to come see what I got growing. You know?
I'm brush hogging. While I'm brush hogging, I'm taking video of my switchgrass as I drive by and sending it to you. Look at this. Look at that. Look out there.
Now check this out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super cool stuff. And I mean, always looking to improve. The 40-acre project deal was, a brainchild that I kind of sprouted up after I kept getting busted on my other plots. Like, there's got to be a better way.
Yep.
Printed off a giant aerial photo and got me a piece of plexiglass and just started drawing. You know what I mean? It's like, and to see it all being used,
starting to take shape.
Yeah, we used the walking trails. The small little bedding pockets that I cut in are really thick and nice now.
Oh yeah,
it's like, so I think I'm going to extend those next winter.
Yeah. You had a green floor. Anywhere you dropped trees, was like 3 foot deep and just green.
Yeah.
And then that's them areas where no sunlight got to the ground.
For sure.
And you got these green pockets out there. That's a game changer right there.
Yeah. I mean, that's we talked about like, man, what do you think could have made the season better, on both of our places?
Right.
Like, well, for me, it was like I supplemental feed. And not that I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of supplemental feeding, but I would much rather just hunt off of our food plots.
Sure.
But everybody else is supplemental feeding. So if you don't, I feel like, you're going to lose a lot of those bucks that you normally could have got. So the things that I could change would be, all right, don't use the side-by-side. Get thicker.
Right. Which is coming.
And
we verified that's coming.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like, switchgrass is coming. All the hinge cuts, that I did sporadically around there. So I'm going to do some more TSI next winter for sure. Because after I see kind of like what it looks like now, like, man.
Yeah, you had some really good hinges.
Yeah.
Hinges that you literally take the foliage that would have been up on the tree, and it's on the ground available for the deer.
Yeah.
And the side cover that comes with that.
And the side cover is really why I did it, honestly, because I feel like there's quite a bit of browse around. I mean, I got a lot of year-round stuff pretty much, and then when it's not there, then my food plots the big food plot should sustain them. And we never got a real good grow this year,
Yeah, no.
but they kept it mowed down. I mean, they were,
Oh, yeah.
like I said before, they were there like clockwork,
Yep.
except for the evening I decided I was going to go out and kill a doe, and the does were rolling through there.
You know, that's how that goes every time.
Yeah, well, I was just telling, because I was kind of torn on it. I said, man, I got, whatever it was, I think 2 doe groups in here. I think it was 6 and 5 or 5 and 4 or something like that. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take 2 of the big nannies out. And
Yeah.
that was the one night they didn't show. So I was like, all right, I guess I wasn't supposed to manage any does this year.
Yeah,
So
yeah. The one time they didn't poke their head
we'll
out.
see what early season brings. But
Early season, man, it's gonna be fun.
yeah,
I'm gonna put you on my program. What's worked for me, and I promise you, I bet you it's gonna be.
yeah,
It's going to be. You're going to get an opportunity. I feel like just it's about getting in there early, finding out what bucks are there, and staying out until it's just perfect.
Yeah.
And that's what me and Lexi's had success doing year after year after year. So,
yeah.
and that's a whole nother aspect to your hunting now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know, yeah.
You're going to have an early season, you get a pre-rut, then you're going to have a rut,
Yeah.
then you're going to have a late season where you killed your big buck last year.
Yeah, I know,
So it's like, that's what you want on a property, man.
I've always kind of liked that late season setup. And I've chased them. I don't think maybe Elvis was a late season buck.
Was he?
I think I killed him in December or something too.
Yeah.
But I've always liked those late seasons. Like, here's what survived, and now I'm
yeah.
running 3 times as many canvases as I was then. So it's like
Canvassed.
I should probably keep a pretty good eye on that area, and then. So yeah, like I said, I can't really wish my life away, but I'm looking forward to seeing what grows, what comes in, what the early season brings. Both seasons be here before you know it.
Oh, it'll be here quick, man.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for it.
Yeah.
No, man, I got to be honest. I think I'm really expecting big things, and that's, I don't know if that's just being optimistic, or when you finally, like you're talking about, you get to see the fruits of your labor. I mean,
Yeah.
we walked out there today, and it's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, And even on my place here, it's
Yeah.
like, I got the switch is doing good. Look, the plot screen's going to be there, and the years that the plot screen's good for me, it's better.
Yeah.
Daylight buck action for me.
sure, yeah.
It just is. And so it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm still a ways out to have, your year 4 stuff is kind of what I want all the way around that big plot. My kill plots, they're really shaded, so I didn't really mess around with screening too much on them. Like,
Yeah.
The one there at the house, I'm really trying to get switch established, and I have some in the corner, but not really where it matters.
Yeah.
And I keep that mowed down, and there is some switch in there, so I'm hoping that takes off, because that'd
Right.
be a killer little spot. My other ones, though, I mean, gosh, the ones on the west side, I never hunted them last year because all my bucks are coming from that area, but I still think they're cool play. I mean,
Oh yeah.
they're cool little plots, and right now both of ours we've kept mowing the rye out, and we've got like last year's clovers like booming.
Oh, yeah.
Like we got
Yeah.
full on clover plots going.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my front food plot's
Oh yeah.
like rocking. Man.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So and that goes back to what we talked about earlier. I mean, I've 23 years of planting a food plot
Yeah.
there. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
No,
gonna
not to
pop.
mention how good the clover is for the soil and all that
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, all that helps, coming back, which
Yeah.
I just assumed with mine year 1, once, we had both our tractors out there and we tilled and tilled and tilled. And like, how did that survive?
Yeah.
'Cause,
Exactly.
It's pretty lush.
Yeah, it tells you that just a piece of the root
Yeah. I
can make
guess.
clover pop again. I mean, because that would have been all that was left.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Because, we burn up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We
yeah.
didn't have any clover
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
And yet here it all comes back.
Yeah.
And that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, I forgot about that. We kind of used my place as like a little walking track, and you have to walk from one corridor to the other one across the food plot, and it was crunchy.
Smoked.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is not totally uncommon, but last
Yeah.
2 years it's been like extra
Really
bad.
bad.
Yeah, for whatever
I'm
reason.
praying for a good steady, no drought, I guess,
Yeah.
man. Because
Yeah.
if we get that, continue to get the rain we're getting, and all of our plot screens and our switch grasses and all that stuff come in, and we get thick, it's like that's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge. And then having a good fall planting season,
Yeah.
which we haven't had in a couple
Yeah.
years, that's going to be big too because we're going to be really green.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
going to be
plenty
super,
plenty of food. Yeah.
yeah, super green.
Well, last year ours, I mean, gosh, I don't even know. maybe 3 or 4 inches of growth before it
Yeah.
got cold. I mean,
And then
we plant-
they took it to an inch, and that's where it stayed.
Yeah, we planted so late that it never really got a chance to take off. And then once they started hitting it, it was like they just kept it down. They looked like a real mower had gone over it every time you walk out there.
Well, now we know if you let the peas go and the deer don't eat them, the peas will get 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you got to have some climbing around. It's like, yeah, it'd be pretty cool to fence this whole thing off 10 foot tall and just
Have a
throw
pea
nothing
patch.
but peas in there, and then just open up a gate and like, let's go, boys.
Hey, come on in here.
See how many big bucks to get out of that deal. I don't know. They love them peas though, man.
Yeah.
I planted quadruple what I normally had planted before, and it's like they were still just gone.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they just-
annihilated them.
as soon as they pop up,
I think that's the candy out there. Yeah. So, are you going to stick with your same blend? Is that you thinking on your?
I think so. Yeah.
Are you?
For right now? I mean, I read something today. There's like a winter mix that even had some like different types of peas and stuff in it. So I may try something, but I don't know. Yeah, I think it works really well here. I mean,
Yeah.
that rye for late season, the winter wheat, they love that stuff, and then of course as many peas as you can plant. It's
Yeah.
going to be, supplemental feed early season, and then your peas are going to be your first draw. Go into winter wheat, and then your rye for late season.
Yeah.
And,
Yep. My problem is I really, really want brassicas to work, and they just never have worked for me. They always grow good,
yeah.
but it's just like the deer don't eat them. So
Yeah.
I really wish I could figure out something to add.
Yeah.
And I'm going to work on that, because if I could add something to my regular mix, like
Yeah.
we're talking about,
Yeah. Well,
that would just give us a little more tonnage.
Yeah, I talked about that tillage radish just for the big
Yeah.
plot and just to see. I know you've planted it here before, and this didn't really touch it.
Nothing's
And
touched it yet,
That small food plot I had, what was the name of that? It had a name for it. I can't remember the name of it now. It's kind of cool, but anyway, it had a bunch of different stuff in it, kind of like. Yeah, anyway, but the turnips. I was growing giant turnips out there.
Yeah.
How good it did for the soil. I mean, it would push the soil out and then rot inside there, and you're walking, there's like these little divots, and the dirt's just black. I'm like, that'd be a pretty cool thing to be able to use
Yeah, help the
to
soil.
amend your soil, because
Sure.
in that little food plot, it was amazing, but they just didn't eat them. It was like, well, they won't eat them till, the first big cold snap,
Yeah.
and then,
Yeah.
they won't eat them till the leaves turn purple, and like, they never ate them.
Yeah, they just didn't eat them.
Yeah, I was waiting for a cool video of
Yeah,
any
the
deer
one
with
you
a
see
big
on TV hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just up more north. I don't know why they don't like them here. It's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird. I don't wonder, all my experiments, and I've had a ton of all kinds of brassicas, and it's like I've always done standalones.
Yeah,
I didn't mix it. You know what I mean? Because of course you don't usually mix cereal grains with any kind of
Yeah.
brassica, but
Yeah.
but I mean even like an edge or something.
Yeah.
I just wonder if you had it closer to the other cereal grains that
Yeah.
it would do better. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I've done sugar beets. I've done I've done everything you can think of just to try.
You tried 'em all.
Yeah, I've tried them all. Just
Yeah.
and we talk about it. I don't know how many deer I watch walk through other stuff I have planted to get to the winter wheat or the rye.
Yeah, for
or
sure.
the peas.
Yeah.
and that's just that's our ticket. I feel like here.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a pretty good mixture, but I do. I mean, I probably will throw some of that tillage radish
just to try.
just to try it out. And if it doesn't work, it's fine. It's still helping
Yeah.
still helping that soil, especially on these new plots I have.
Yeah. Well, see, I thought about on that big new one, and I've got planted
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Just something.
just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it may even be I don't know, sugar beet, something.
Yeah,
I'd like to add something,
Yeah.
just because I'm like you, crud. What, by December, I was like an inch tall, maybe the whole plot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like,
so that's a whole nother aspect I didn't think about. If we do have another drought season, we think we're not going to get a lot of growing time, that may be something we think about.
I mean, honestly, because if we could add to that tonnage, man,
Yeah.
just a little more attraction
Yeah.
is what we're going for.
What if
anyway.
you get that 180-inch buck out there? It's like, man, this is a pretty cool place, but they just don't have no sugar
Yeah,
beets.
yeah.
If they just had sugar beets,
Where's their brassica?
it can happen.
Turn his nose up, and walk away.
Yeah, no, but seriously, I didn't think about that. I mean, that might be because I was kind of planning on doing the tillage radish, just a little bit of it.
We'll try it.
But yeah, if we have another, hopefully we just don't.
No.
But if we do have another dry season, That's probably a pretty good idea.
Yeah,
Like, let's throw something. Maybe you'll throw one something,
Yeah.
and I'll do a radish, and you can do
We'll
a
experiment.
turnip or a beet or something, and see what happens, and see if there's any change. So yeah, speaking of your other plot, you may have a dozer up and running soon.
So I got the parts on the dozer.
Yeah.
So my plan is, for guys that don't know,
Yeah.
I'm planning to dig a pond, and this has been a bucket list thing since I was young. I've always fished ponds since I was a kid. All my family are cattlemen, and they all have cow
Oh, yeah.
ponds, and they're all stocked. So that's what we've always fished.
Lexi pulled out a 5-pounder.
Yeah, she whipped out a big one out of one of Dad's ponds. So that would be my goal, is to be able to produce a pond that's going to give us some fun. Never shall it ever, knock on wood, have a cow in it.
Yeah.
All the cow. If you don't know, I'm not a cow person.
Yeah. They're destroyers.
So if there's two things that can really make me angry, it's my kids and cows.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's viable.
That's my rage areas is cows. So, anyway.
And it also serves as basically a berm for entrance into your other stand.
That
as
is
well.
correct. So that new stand that I built last year, that is my access plan.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the bank of the pond, slip around the backside of that bank right into the stand.
Yeah.
That's the plan. So, I've got my brother and Dad's dozer, and I think we got it fixed. And
awesome.
I'm fixing to start digging a hole, buddy. It's going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Every time I go back there, I make it bigger. So, it's probably going to be a pretty good sized pond. If I can afford to keep Diesel in it, because she takes a drink.
Yeah.
She takes a drink, buddy. Let me tell you.
You're talking about getting a tank out here, right?
What?
Like a diesel tank?
Oh
Or you
yeah,
talking about-
I thought you meant like a war tank.
Oh yeah, no, you might.
I might do that too.
Yeah, you might want to.
Yeah, Dad's got one of the smaller tanks, and so I'll have diesel capability. But when it's almost $4 a gallon,
We were talking about that in my house. We're at the shop the other day because I had my 5-gallon diesel tank in the back. I'm like 5-gallon on my tractor to death. It's like,
yeah,
I think I want a tank at the house where I don't have to do this all the time because I don't care if I have nothing going on. I'm just gonna get on the tractor and go do something. So
Yeah.
I'm blowing through diesel like 5 gallons.
Well, it's funny because I checked the dozer, and it was at 18% left in the tank.
Yeah.
Well, Dad comes in and he says, "That's a 78-gallon tank on that dozer." So
I can't take out a second mortgage to fill that dude up. And
So I stopped and got 5 gallons of diesel.
Yeah.
Poured it in there. I got her up to 25%.
yeah, it's a quarter tank. I mean, just keep the throttle down low and see what happens.
Yeah. So anyway, I have put 3 5 gallons in there just to play to see how much it's going to bring it up.
Yeah.
But I already talked to Dad. We're gonna fill it.
Yeah.
Off. He's got his tank on his truck, and
Oh yeah.
so we'll fill
Yeah,
it
those are
initially
handy.
and just see how far it'll go. But no, that's going to be exciting, man.
Well, you're kind of like you called my lower plot as being an exciting spot. I call this a new one. Like, man, you just
Yeah.
look up there. It's like, and I didn't know how much untouched property was up there until we coyote hunted up there. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you should be able to draw bucks straight down to this thing.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And you've got a corridor between the two big plots.
Right.
So I can see those bucks just bouncing in, checking those plots, back and forth.
Well, and that pond will squeeze them even tighter.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah. I didn't think
It'll
about
kind of
that.
funnel them
Yeah.
right by the stand.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And that was actually the plan of putting that stand there, knowing that I was going to have a pond to kind of, you don't have to worry about anything coming from behind you. There's going to be a big pond there,
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I mean,
No, it's cool because I was disappointed that nothing died in that plot last year, but I mean it was brand new, still kind of going on. But
I had access issues. That was my thing.
and that's a good point too. Like, no matter how many fruit trees you grow, how thick you are, how much TSI you do, if you have pressure and bad access,
poor access will kill it.
you ain't gonna kill a deer.
No. And the thing is, it's like,
Unless it's rut, you might get lucky, but
yeah. And, I learned that the hard way here until
Yeah.
we got our access right. And dude, once we got our access right, and we talk about it all the time, but with food source guys like we are, supplemental feed guys like we are,
yeah.
if you can get in and get out with deer in your food plot,
Yeah.
dude, I mean, honestly, it's just a matter of time, because when them deer are comfortable, guess what's coming?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And so
No question.
me and you have kind of evolved in how we hunt just
Yeah.
because of that one
Yeah.
major access thing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
now it's like, hey man, how are you getting into this spot? How are you getting in? And it's
Yeah.
like, dude, you can get in. It's like your low.
Yeah.
That's why your low spot for me is so cool
yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you can get the right wind in your face, and it's
Yeah,
like
just
it's
blowing everything into a horse pasture.
you
Nothing's
can't you can't you're not gonna.
I
get
say
busted.
nothing's going to be in there. I've seen doves out there plenty of times, but
Oh, out in the field. Yeah, yeah,
out where they ain't supposed to be.
yeah, yeah. It happens. It happens.
But yeah, that's and even that's the reason why I started the 40-acre project. It was like,
Yeah.
man, I'm getting busted going in. I was getting so frustrated because I had some pretty decent deer on camera, but I was getting
Yeah.
going in way early, getting busted, coming out way late, sitting on the stand an hour and a half afterwards, just trying to creep out, and then still get busted on and I've got raked out trails. I'm like, that's it. So
Yeah.
started that whole thing, got to be a better way type thing, and there is, and like even last year, the deer mansion, my access, I got lazy and just used an opening that was there, and it kind of exposed me. So since then, I've
Fix that
I
issue.
fixed that all up. So I'm coming in the backside, totally the backside, and I'll go in there and I'll rake all that out before
Yep.
way
So
before the season
your
starts.
in and out will be bulletproof.
And it already pretty much was. I mean, but if there was deer in the plot, there was a 10-yard section there where I had to
Belly crawl.
in. Yeah, so and get rid of that.
Yeah.
Get rid of that deal and just walk straight up.
And that's what happened here. I mean, it's the exact same here, man. It slowly evolved into, hey, we're coming in the backside of the stand, we're in cover, and literally there can be 15 deer out there, and we can get out and get out of there, and none of them are the wiser.
Yeah.
And then like I said, it's game changer.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know.
and you've been doing that for years with the big elevated blinds. I've always just been,
Yeah.
kind of run and gun, more of a person. On my own place, I had some set stands, but never really had that side of it. And even when we built mine, I was like, I probably just hunt it during muzzleloader season.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not going to be something I'm going to be in a whole lot. And come to find out, I was in it quite a bit. And
Yeah.
it's like, man, the first time I got in that thing, and then full of does, I mean, I'm talking like probably 11 does, and climb out of that thing, do a little belly crawl and get out, and to be getting pictures when I get back home. They're still out there just eating like crazy. Like, that's so cool.
That's
to be
awesome.
able to do that. And, that's kind of what you got to do.
Yeah.
Does, they'll put up with a lot more than a
Sure.
buck will. You can blow them out and they'll come back. And I think one time I had my wife come get me on the side-by-side because I didn't think I could get out, which later on I found out I can. But
Yeah.
if they're
Yeah.
super close like that. But, the access deal, be able to get out like that. And then, like I mentioned before, like the whole golf cart deal. It's like
It's a good idea too.
I was feeding, with the side-by-side, and then the night I killed my big deer, I just idled the truck out there, because it was so, and kind of got your brain to thinking like, maybe that's it.
Maybe it's a noise issue.
Yeah, maybe he's closer than, my target
Yeah.
buck was closer than I thought he was, but he just wasn't coming out because of, not that I didn't feed every day, I would
Yeah.
go out and dump, every 3 days or whatever it took, but I don't know. I'm kind of anxious to see how that works out this year too. Like,
Yeah. See, that's a whole nother.
yeah,
That's a whole nother thing,
it's
man.
another thing to experiment with and see.
Yeah. Yeah. So, both of our places are going to be exciting this season
Yeah.
because, I'm going to have the pond hopefully done and access to that new stand. and-
Yeah, so you got a whole other plot to hunt
Yeah.
that you didn't really have last year.
Exactly. And then your place is like just thickening up and all the stuff's coming in. And it's like, now you got fruit trees and it's like everything's going in. Red osier dogwood. I mean, what else is there, man? Come on.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting for sure. Like I said, I'm gonna try to enjoy the summer a little bit, but I am excited about the bow opener for sure.
Yeah. No, I think that's going to be good. I'll be shocked if it's not good for you.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
shocked
Like
because
I said, it'll be here before we know. We'll be texting pictures back and forth for sure.
oh, I know. So yeah, that's the next phase for us is when we get everything's growed up green here, we'll get into camera season.
Oh yeah,
And that's a whole other
it's
animal.
coming. I pulled some of mine and I had them running over my little salt licks. I need to get them back out there actually because I'm kind of running a contest, see which one does the best. So I need
Yeah.
to get those out there. But we pulled them for turkey season.
Yeah.
And I never put them back up.
You haven't got them back out yet?
We were trying to see where the turkeys were via cell cam.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's kind of off or not.
Well, guys, we wanted to just kind of recap our day today and
Yeah.
what we did. We had, dude, it's looking up.
It is, yeah.
It's exciting.
Super cool. I love doing it. It's a way more of a passion that, especially now that I have more ground to work. Like it's a great passion of mine. It's like we're texting back and forth about hunting. We're texting back and forth about switchgrass. We're doing this, doing that.
Land management side. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty exciting. And that's something, again, we'll kind of touch base here. That's something that we offer. We'll come in with the whitetail property management side, and we can draw you up a plan. We can make your food plots. We can do all that stuff. For one, we love it. Two, we like to see other people be successful. Absolutely. As long as they don't butt up to us.
As long as they're not our neighbor.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And something else too, we'll just throw it out there. There may be a new piece of equipment in our quarry.
Possibly. We'll do a whole other show about that.
We'll talk about that when it gets here.
I'm in debates right now with a guy about it. So yeah, we may change up our whole setup. So
may have a surprise on coming. So
that'll be pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, guys, we want to thank you for listening today. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all.